What if you could test for cuteness? Hey there, this is your pal Pallie, and welcome back to Overrated. This is episode number 24, and today is going to be another deep dive. Yes, it's been a while, and I downed a new boss, so I want to share my excitement, and I want to make lots of guides about it. Down to Paragons Heroic 25 man. There's actually a guide out already on my channel, so check that out, because there's a lot to that guide. Oh my goodness. That's the longest guide, most epic guide that I put together, so check that out on my channel, because, yeah, there's a lot of work going into that funness. But more specifically, that guide cut around and it went like here to this point of view, and I had Agathon's point of view from tank and all that kind of jazz. But let's talk hunter specifics, and let's share some tips and some tricks and some funness. So again, this is Paragons Heroic 25 man, hunter point of view, deep dive. Yeah, let's get to it. So, if you don't know too much about this fight, there's a lot to it. Check the guide out, seriously. But on the pull, you'll see that I'm actually bursting Recall, which is what I'm supposed to do. We have to get him a little low, so the bloods go to him, and they don't go to Skier. Skier's the target for our first dive. So you see I've got some dots up, and I blowing up Recall. Now I'm taking a hard switch over to Skier. Yep, I even saved Stampede just for Skier. Use my other cooldowns to maximize the pot. The pull is a little weird here. You can't get the pot just right. Have your tank ask for when he actually clicks the crystal, because it may be as early as that you have to use your pot. I was also responsible for the slowing and stunning of bloods, so you'll see right here, they spawn. Boom! I'm going over to the left. I'm using Binding Shot right away. And do a couple more pew pew, then drop a ice trap. That isn't enough. I kind of put a concussive shot to make sure it happens. Sometimes I was switching between concussing this one and the other one that was coming from the back, but we kill it in time. Yay, hippy skippy. Watch out for rapid fire. Go back to the side where I'm supposed to be. So up in here, Recall's down. I didn't get turned into a parasite on this particular pull, which was our kill, but I certainly did it many other times. That's going to be something you're going to want to watch the guide for, because there's some specifics, or mainly you just got to eat a parasite and go on. You see, aim just happened. Yeah. Aim is awesome for hunters. If you get aimed, you win. Basically, you do feigned death. You're still rooted in place, but it's a get out of jail free card. However, if there is an actual rapid fire or something coming, you might want to delay feigned deathing, because you're kind of immune from rapid fire when that happens. So like right now, if an aim happened, I would delay feigned deathing until the rapid fire got past me, then I would do it, then I would get out of it. Because again, even with feigned death, you're rooted, all that kind of jazz. So again, we're bursting down Corvin. I'm trying to, Recall, trying to get that, guy finished off, and then it's going to be on to Corvin. I was one of the people assigned to killing Corvin. You have to, if you don't know the strategy again, you have to bring Hisek down to below 50% and then Corvin down to 50-ish, and you get some stuff. Oh, here's me soaking. Make sure you use deterrence, because it hurts otherwise. Yay. Yay, it was useful there. Anywho, the strategy here is you get Corvin to 55%, you get some other Paragon below 50%, he uses his little encase and hammer thing, and then it goes off into, and then it's on cooldown, then you burst Corvin down. So I was assigned to mainly DPSing Corvin. This is probably the only part where actually multi-dotting would be helpful. Again, you don't have that many dots, so to speak, but you could throw a Serpent Sting on Hisek here, and that actually would be useful. If you're doing any other multi-dotting, you're just scumbag DPS. Don't do it. It's just, I mean, come on. I probably did some of it. I probably threw a multi-shot out there every now and then. I'm not going to lie, say I didn't. But it's not useful. Follow the mechanics, do the DPS that you're supposed to, move on. DPS-wise, I used, you saw me use Stampede on the pull. I also will have Stampede up for this point. This is a possible point of contention. You might want to save Stampede for later. when you get to Zeril, because I end up not having any cooldowns up. But anywho, I end up at least having a rapid fire up, and I think I help soak this one too, run in there with the turrets again. Try to be spread out from people. I was too close to the other hunter there, so careful there. And again, make sure you can beat this DPS timer, and off you go. Next target was Hisek, so I start getting my dots up him right away before even the next boss comes down. This is Ayakuk, and you need to be spread out for him. I'm actually in the wrong place right now, and I use this rapid fire as my opportunity to get to the right place. Amber hurts. Don't go through it. Yeah, don't go through it. Don't go through there. This is all going to be sort of normal rotation DPS, but again, remember, if you get aimed, you can feign death. The lines that are about to come up, theirs is really important. You want to not just be spread out from the rest of the raid group like we are, but if someone in front of you, like you see someone there, is actually pretty close to me and I'm doing damage to them, try to be further spread out to them, but don't be moving around when that's happening because you may be screwing up melee in the middle. Again, dodge whirlings, dodge ambers, because at this point they're going to hurt really badly. Yada yada. Let's see. Was I a terrible DPS on this one? I know I'm a terrible DPS later, but I don't think I quite am. Trying to use up this lock and load. It took me forever for that lock and load to get out of there. I almost, didn't quite make using it all up. Again, Hurl Amber, don't stand in it. Now is Zeril. Zeril is where we lust, and as you can see from my cooldowns, I don't have much up. I have the pot, which I use, but, later I'll get a fervor in here, and I'll get a rapid fire, but we're already lusting, so probably pretty useless for me to hit rapid fire here. So that was pretty terrible. Shouldn't have done that. Anywho, now time the green catalyst goes out. I didn't get it, so I'm going to help soak. Try not to get multiples of these. I actually got like 2 at the same time, and it does more damage the more you've gotten it, and yeah, it hurt really bad. I like doubled deterrence, called out for healers, just barely survived kind of thing, so careful. Careful on that. The green circles are really freaking annoying. One fun trick for this phase, if you do get the orange one and you want to have some fun, you can actually disengage over the edge of the orange rings. Be careful you don't just barely get over the edge, because it's like a fairly large hitbox, and do it when it's almost dissipated. But it's kind of fun to do. So yeah, disengage off of that. Now is Kung Chong time. Again, this is kind of hard. You can't feign death out of the Kung Chong, out of getting mesmerized here. Yeah, it sucks. You should be able to, you can't. I guess what I've heard from the explanation wise is that it counts you as moving, and you can't feign death while you're moving. So it's I take forever to get over to target the Kung Chong. I just couldn't get there with all of the green, and then I get this fiery edge. I'm like, oh, I'm way out of position. I should be over there at X. I'm like, I just really need to be spread out, which I do. I spread out even out of range of DPS. I'm using deterrence just in case, because these are starting to hurt. And then it takes me forever to get back to my right position. I look for where this Hurl Amber is happening, and I'm like, oh, shoot. This ain't good. Where am I going? Where am I going? Oh, crap. And I eventually end up where I'm supposed to, but I try not to go to the right, because there's that Kung Chong. You can step on those, and that's bad. Oh, and here's me being a bad DPS. We're about to kill this guy. And what am I going to use? Oh, I put a black arrow on him. What? Bad deal. He's about to die. Now, if I were smart, what I would do here is recognize that and go, oh, let me throw down a frost trap. Get myself a proc of lock and load. But again, I didn't. And black arrow's up now. But just one of those tips to recognize here. If you do something dumb like that, you can recover it a little bit. You won't have the black arrow damage going out, of course, but you can still get yourself that lock and load proc to keep going. So drop a frost trap if you do something dumb like that. Also, trying to line up your black arrows with your trinket procs is very good. I have since started, I actually had this before, I now will have it in future videos, but having a internal CD trinket proc calculator or whatever a weak aura that tells you when that's going to happen. It's really nice for this because I've got like Dexterous up now, and that Black Arrow should hopefully have been done when that started. But you kind of want to maximize that stuff on a DPS check part of this, you know. Again, multi-dotting here, really lame. Don't do it. Don't multi-shot to try a serpent spread and all that kind of stuff. I'm playing survival. You can certainly very easily do a multi-shot and bam, you've got some extra DPS. I'm not going to say that I didn't do it on some pulls just to see, but it's really not useful. These bosses heal to full percent, and unless that, you know, that one part where I was like, oh, Corvin's up and Hissik's up and you're both supposed to be DPSing them, that makes sense. You know, that's understandable. Otherwise, you know, you're scumbag DPSing it, so don't do it. Don't do it. I know you want to look good, but whatever. Getting down to the end here, I ended up picking up the Kunchang buff, which you can see the little Kunchang comes out. I kind of am caught here with a Reeve. I'm too close, and I disengage back away to try to get away from the Reeve, because it hurts the closer you are. So be careful of that. Little Kunchang dies now. Oh, too bad. I ended up just picking that up because no one else did. It's like, oh, well, okay, I'll take that. Disengage away from Hurl Amber, because that Hurl Amber there would have probably 1 or 2 shot me, because it hurts at this point in the fight. It's ridiculous. Yeah, be careful there. I will be able to get another Stampede off, as you can see. It's going to be coming up here in a moment. Again, rotating through all your cooldowns. This fight is long. The Berserk timer is like 12 minutes or something like that, so yeah, just do what you need to do. As a general rule for this fight, again, just try to survive. It depends on your raid comp. If you're doing, like, this raid comp was a 6 heal, so this was like a, you really need to survive, but you also really need to be doing some high DPS so that we can meet the checks. Really, I mean, we had like 5 or 6 people dead here at the end, and we still beat the Berserk timer. So, and we're not like, you know, gods of the, well, we're internet champions, but we're not, you know, amazing, oh my god, you know, #1 guild kind of thing. So, just try to survive. It's really all about that. Watch out for the whirlings, watch out for the ambers, watch out for the whatevers. Just frickin' survive. Yeah, do it. And again, here I am with the Black Arrow up, and it takes a little while for me to get a lock and load proc. There it is, finally. I probably could have gotten that earlier with the Frost Trap, if it made sense. At this point, I'm like, oh my god, we're about to kill the boss. Holy crap. Get out of the way of that flash. And boom, boss is about to die. Yay. We're all happy because it took us like a bajillion wipes. So, there you go. Paragons Heroic 25-man boss dead. Yay. Happy Skippy. Fun times. So, what did we learn? We learned to not use Black Arrow in a dumb way when a boss is about to die, because that's going to happen at least 8 or 9 times in this fight. And there's not too many ads for you to put it on. You could get a Kunchang out, which actually sometimes you... Oh, I didn't mention that because it didn't happen in this pull, but in other pulls, we had Kunchangs actually come out from just the mesmerizes or, you know, an accidental thing. You can kite them for a little while, but they actually can't be slowed, so you are going to get caught. You might want to bounce them between range, or have the tanks try to pick them up and keep them in the center, get melee out of the way, whatever, and DPS them down hard. They're really annoying, which is kind of why we killed that guy first, strategy-wise. Because, yeah, we just kept having problems with them. But I thought I'd mention that because, yeah, people are like, oh, just kite them forever. No, they catch up. They catch up. And you can't concussive them or any of that kind of jazz. So, careful. So what else? Black Arrow, if you screw up Black Arrow, try to drop a Frost Trap, because I didn't, and I should have, because it lost me probably 10 seconds or so of a possibility of a lock and load. So yeah, watch that. Rotate your cooldowns through, because it's a long fight. Stampedes, you should be able to get at least 3 off, maybe 4. Well, you should be able to get 4 on the pull, and then way later on, depending on how quickly you kill the bosses. Save them sometimes, as you saw on this video. We actually got to Corvin and got him where we needed him to be before Stampede was up. On other pulls, I was sort of holding on to Stampede, just our DPS was slower or whatever, we didn't split it up right, I don't know. But you may have to hold it there. You won't have it for Zero if you use it on that Corvin part. So decide which ones are you having more trouble with. If you're for healing it, you're probably not having trouble meeting those DPS checks, but you may have trouble with healing checks later on, so decide what's, going to be worse. Do you want to save Stampede for something like the Ayacook so that you can get through him, so that the, healers can keep up, all that other kind of jazz. So what else? Let's talk talents really quickly. I use a pretty standard set of what I usually use, so Glaive Toss was my level 90, as you saw. Fervor was my level 60 talent, as you saw again. Gotta have Binding Shot if you're assigned to that job. And then I think I was Iron Hawk for this, just simply for the, hey, fire lines are unavoidable. If I'm soaking an aim, that's 10% less damage on me, etc., etc. That's about it for the talent sections. Probably want to, have the lower deterrence cooldown if you're going to soak some aims, if you're going to use deterrence on fire lines, whatever, all that kind of jazz. What else? Then, glyph-wise, having my standard set of like Spirit Bond and Deterrence glyph. The one that I switch out from Siegecrafter, which is the glyph of Disengage, I switch that out for Liberation for just a little extra heal if I'm running around and want to get quickly, top myself off with 20k or whatever it is. Whatever, it helps. It helps. So, what did you see there? Lots of funness, lots of bugginess. Haha, sorry. I have to throw it in there. But, yeah. There is Paragons of the Galaxy Heroic. 25-man, Hunter point of view, deep dive. Happy Skippy. Yay. So that's about it for the deep dive. I've got a raid guide up for this already, which will hopefully be up on Tank Spot soon enough. And this deep dive's going up. I may actually also upload just the straight up point of view with no, commentary, no nothing. If people are interested in that. I'm going to try to figure out, when it comes to the next for Warlords, what I'm going to do in terms of videos that I want to produce for each of the fights. I feel like I could produce a lot more and have, perspectives and, dives into what each role should do, stuff like that. Where you get a guide like Paragons and it's 21 minutes long, you kind of want to be able to tell people, okay, here's the chunk of stuff that everyone needs to worry about, and then here's tank heal and DPS roles and stuff. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm also going to work on my channel a little bit, YouTube channel, get that all cleaned up. I'm going to also tonight probably be recording a intro video just to be like, hey, I'm Pallie and here's why you should watch my stuff and all that other kind of jazz, which hopefully some of you guys can throw out there to people and be like, hey, check out this guy's channel, and send them to the channel and they can watch the intro video. It'll be like a minute or something real quick. And just what you can expect at this channel and what you can see, and cats, and you saw a cat in this guide. I mean, send people this channel for that. Really? Come on. Still working on seeing if I'm going to get beta. Always gotta throw that out there. But anywho, that's probably about it for today's episode. Again, watch the raid guide because it was epic, long, and cool, and I did some neat stuff. Get the word out on the series, the channel. Yay! Let's get into Warlords soon. There's a lot of just rumblings of Warlords out there. Who knows? I don't know. I hope beta starts soon. I hope I get in as usual. So, that's about it for today's Overrated. Again, thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you for new subscribers. I appreciate all the new subscribers. I get the emails, and I'm like, sweet, this so-and-so is subscribed. And I'm like, yay, people are actually watching the stuff and following it. And I'm like, wow, there's 900 or 800 some subscribers or something. And I'm like, wow, there's 800 people who want to see something that I'm doing. It's just awesome. Anywho, rambling, but that's it for Overrated number 24. Deep dive of Paragons Heroic 25-man from Hunter perspective, and bye everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.